Thanks for stopping by the homestead. I got a couple things to talk about today. Tractors in the shop, so I haven't been doing a whole lot of tractor work. You know, gear in the front end failed. Last week we had serious rain. I had my rain gauge, I emptied it, filled up at least 3 times. So we're talking, it holds 9 inches of water. That's almost 27 inches of rain. So I've noticed some strange things. We're walking down the road here to see one of those. So erosion becomes a real issue, especially when you're on sand. And we're definitely all sand here. So this is the ditch. That's my land. We're kind of down toward the bottom of the hill here. But I noticed I had these holes. When I was mowing before the torrential rain, I was mowing and I noticed this hole. And I'm like, well, that's kind of odd. So now I got a hole there. I have a hole there. A hole there. And a hole there. What the heck is up with that? Well, when we look at the hole, it's more of a tunnel. Look, get over here on this one. So you can see it runs from that end, goes to right there, on down to there. And then there's a one right here. Not real sure what to make of that. If you've ever seen anything like that, post a comment down there. What I think, and I've got a similar phenomena on the cleared acre. Not quite as extensive, not quite as extensive as that. It's still pretty bad. I'm wondering, is it animal? Because the holes look like they're about the size of an armadillo. So is it an animal burrow? The water is definitely running through it and eroding it out from the inside out. What I personally think it is, I think it's rotted tree roots, because there's so much fungal activity out here. The wood is just, it dissolves, especially the pine trees. Anytime you're at a fallen pine tree, that stuff is just dissolving because of the fungal activity. I don't know, it's a big concern though, erosion. Erosion is a big concern, and I'm gonna show you why. Let me get on down the road a little bit. So my neighbor's got a problem. This is all his sand, all his dirt. It is washed out of his property. Yeah, and that's his property. They're about to fix the problem. The other morning, I had to leave early. There was a 2-foot high, they moved a lot of it. Comparing to my boot right here, give you perspective. So there was a 2-foot high sand speed bump right here. That's all my neighbor's dirt, his sand. See, he built a pond, or he had a pond built, and they didn't do it right. And you're about to see why. Let me walk a little more. When you're building a pond, you got to stabilize it. Because if you don't stabilize, and if you're building a pond in sand, you got to have some clay. Otherwise the water won't even stay, it won't stay in the hole. But if you don't put enough clay and cap the dam, you end up with erosion. And as you can see, we got a lot of erosion happening here. Kind of hard to tell from this angle, but you can see where the dog is right there. there's a gully. The Grand Canyon is forming. And there's another one right here. Was hitting this silt fence and cutting. Yeah. That's a bad problem. Just going up to the top of the hill, get a different angle. Hard to give you perspective on, but right here at the base of this tree is where the gully starts. And then there's another one right over here at that silt fence. What's up, puppy dog? How you doing, buddy? You doing okay? He's a good puppy dog right there. Yes, he's a good boy. He's a good boy right there. They're gonna fix it tomorrow, though. We don't want that happen to the RV Homestead. You can see there's a... So he's got a couple horses. See, we've got a gully here, and then we have a massive Grand Canyon kind of gully that turns into three, and one of those is headed for the paddock. And then just the whole side is washed in. Yeah, it's holding water, but that's not good. They're gonna get it sorted out though, because my neighbor is Department of, he's a DPS officer, so good idea to make him happy. All right, let's go see some more homestead stuff. Well, it looks like we've officially got an offer on the house. That means Jappy will be joining me down here. Man, it is such a beautiful day. And I've been sitting inside editing all day. Just such a waste of a beautiful day. So we were talking about those holes yesterday, those strange tunnel-like holes in the ground. I think that's where I have one of those starting. You can see I filled in a gully. When we get down here, you see there's one there, one there. See, it makes me think it's rotted out roots, the way that comes together. Well, I gotta address that, but I gotta have a tractor before I can do anything about it. You can see I really need to be doing some mowing. All right, let's go talk about something fun. After a long day working in the brush on that tractor when I'm all hot and sweaty and dirty, the only thing I can think about is taking a shower. But that requires water, and it's been really limited to what I can put in the RV. I have to go get it and bring it back. No longer. We have water on the property. That's not the end of it. It's going to actually end up way back there. That requires a trench, equipment, material. That's a project. Not quite ready to pull the trigger on putting that in the ground. But now that I have water, I can take long showers. If I only had a bathtub, oh, that would be so awesome. Although I could, I guess, get a hot foot bath going. That's just not quite. I like to sit in my at the other house, I had a hot tub. Twice a day, every day, I'm in that hot tub. Can't go without a hot tub. So, we're making a hot tub. I actually have a little fountain going in there to kind of keep the water from getting stagnant. I have an immersion heater In about an hour, I'll plug that in, and by sundown, it'll be nice and hot. I haven't looked. I don't know how much that immersion heater is going to cost me, though. I was very pleased with the price of the tub. It's 110 gallons, and it's just big enough for me to get in there and kind of stretch out my legs. I took a soak last night. I like it. So we've talked about holes in the ground. We've talked about water. We've talked about a hot tub. I think you're pretty well up to speed. I made some modifications to the storage stuff in the green box. But since the tractor's been down, I haven't been able to do a whole lot more clearing work. That'll change as soon as she gets back. And in a few weeks, we'll be breaking ground on that. On the barn, the big barn. So, I'm gonna close this one out. You've been updated, you've seen the stuff. Erosion, that's a big concern for us. Water's a big nice for us. Yeah, we're happy. We're really happy. If you haven't already, I'd be very honored if you'd consider clicking on that subscribe button. It really helps small channels such as this get more exposure. It pushes it out to a different set of another audience. I appreciate your help with that. Click on the thumbs up. If you've already been following along, thank you. That's why I'm talking to this camera all the time. It's for you and for our patrons. We are most grateful for your generosity. You guys rock. All right. We'll see you next time.